Alright, so, I'm going to talk about the finale to the Marceline story arc, Stakes. So, what did I think of this? Not bad, but I feel like everything just kind of, as always, and this has been one of my biggest issues with Adventure Time in general, is that everything just goes back to status quo right after we get a new story arc. It's not like with Steven Universe or something of that nature, where this is a long-standing thing and it's not going to go back to status quo for a while. And even if it does, there are some changes to that status quo, and you see that multiple times, obviously, with Peridot joining the Crystal Gems, and, with the Gem Drill, Steven, he now is learning more and more about his powers. It's not like, oh, Steven just magically forgot all of his powers, bye. It's back to square one. It's not like that. Where in Adventure Time, and this has been a big thing in the later seasons, and one of the main problems I've had with is that and this is also evident in regular show. You can't deny that both Adventure Time and regular show are kind of suffering from this. And you could say, oh, well, they've been on for 6 seasons, and, well, that doesn't matter, because you can do multiple seasons and not need to look back. Anyway, let's talk about this for a bit. So, this, before I go any further, did I like this 2-part entrance? Yes, I did. It's just that ending kind of, it hurt at the same time I understood it, and I'll explain why in a bit. So, this is more or less Marceline. She faces off with the Vampire King, who's pretty much like, look, I don't want to fight, I just, the world's different, and it's, even after you killed me the first time around, nothing really changed. New bad guys showed up, you all had to deal with it, then a new bad guy showed up, then another one. It never changed. And you know what? I want to change. The vampire community needs change, so cure me. I don't want to be a vampire no more. So, the Vampire King is cured, and he turns back into a lion, which I love the expression Marceline says. She's like, kitty! That was great. I also love how, Peppermint Butler's, I love Peppermint Butler's whole mini story arc of him trying to get an autograph from the Vampire King, and he gets a psychic autograph from him. So yeah, the essence is put away in a little jar. Jake accidentally opens said jar and unleashes something that reminds me too much. Like, I cannot be the only one who thought this when you first saw it. Like, it reminded me so much of, like, the D-Reaper from... It reminded me so much of the D-Reaper from Digimon Tamers, as well as, like, the Dark Gundam in I think it was Gundam... I can't remember which Gundam series, but yeah, the Dark Gundam. Yeah, it just reminded me of that. Just more so of the D-Reaper from Digimon. But yeah, it's weird too, because it really feels like something in that story arc of, the D-Reaper, where everyone's coming together to fight this one big godlike entity. And trust me, that does happen. So Marceline gets completely downtrodden about this, and, she doesn't want to fight until she gets some pseudo-encouraging words from Simon, which I love I've always loved the interactions between, not as a ship, mind you, but I've always loved the interactions between Simon and Marceline. I've always liked just how, like, fatherly he is, and at the same time he can be her best friend and not even realize it. Anyway, so yeah, we've got all these different kingdoms. You've got the hot dog kingdom coming. You got the fire kingdom. Why did I space? It's Candy Kingdom. Also, the Candy King's deposed after a short time, and yeah, Princess Bubblegum then proceeds to usurp Crunchy. Which also, I love Crunchy's dialogue where he's talking about Crunchy the Unforgiving. Anyone else think that was totally an homage to what what's that one elf's name in Lord of the Rings, where she's like, all shall love me in despair. That has to be a reference to what, when Crunchy was doing that spiel. That had to be a Lord of the Rings reference. But yeah, so Marceline goes Super God Vampire Super Saiyan Blue, and turns into this cosmic god thing, swallows the Vampire King's evil essence, and the Vampire King evil essence bites her and turns her back into a vampire. Everything went right back to the status quo. Now let me explain why I kind of liked it at the same time it bugged me. Reason being is because I kind of figured that, there was a part of me that was kind of thinking, well, this may happen, that, Marceline has to literally become the thing she hates all over again. But I was, at the same time, I'm actually more upset about how quick Bubblegum got her kingdom back. And, yeah, I mean, I knew that was going to happen, but I was kind of hoping we wouldn't get that kind of story until later on. Somewhere later on down the line, rather than, whoop, look at that, a few episodes later, now the King of Ooze deposed, and he's just a ball of shit, and Bubblegum's back in charge. I was kind of actually liking her on her own, with her and Peppermint Butler hanging out for a while. I mean, yeah, I was kind of hoping they would get it back, but what I'm saying is Bubblegum getting a little more character development out of her, solitary life, and then eventually going back to get her kingdom back. Not just like, oh, there it is. And also, I was kind of, like, there's a part of me that's just like, with the whole bubbling thing, which you can see in both parts in this episode, especially like when Bubblegum asks Marceline to move in with her in the castle. and I was kind of like, do it. And here's the thing, like, just make it canon. Just make it canon. I know, Olivia Olson made a joke, and keyword joke here, that they were dating in the past, but make it just canon. Stop cock teasing the fans. It's getting to the point where it's really annoying. So just go ahead and do it. I mean, look at what Steven Universe is doing right now. Look at Garnet. That's all you need. Look at Garnet. Look at Pearl and Rose. Yeah. And before anyone says, oh, but the gems aren't really gender, they refer to each other as women, and they see themselves as women. They're females. Problem solved. But yeah, did I like... It's not that I hated it, it's just that the ending just made me go, huh. But at the same time, Marceline sings the song that her mother sang to her at the beginning of this story arc, those flashbacks, and it really does point at, everything stays the same, but everything is different. I was like, okay, I can, see where that's going for in context, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping that story arc wouldn't exactly go right back, it just bounced right back after that big hit that, It just kind of felt too quick, is what I'm saying. Is that everything going back to the way it was kind of happened a little too quick, is what I'm saying. Anyway, all in all, really did enjoy the story arc. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with Adventure Time. Honestly, there were some good points to it. It was nice to see Marceline's story arc. I think Rebecca Sugar did a great job with all this. And, yeah. Not much else I can say. So what did you guys think of the Stakes story arc on a whole? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.